The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of I trusted for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Unu prepares a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I head with unu oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I even. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah come my way. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukusho, where we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize, but if we must, it must be only on one condition. Yes, one condition only, to build and not to destroy. And that is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. And remember, here we are not neutral, never. We have taken sides, the side of the truth. We are the headquarters of the truth. And my name, Blakk RASTA. Now, in every African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, and sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot where they are subjected to some good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food in all its palatability for the nourishment of the whole family. That is what we do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, sieve out these ideas and pick out the creme de la creme and use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. Remember that we are sponsored by the kind courtesy of Tap Tap Send, and Tap Tap Send is bringing an end. In fact, has brought an end to that era where everyone had to travel several kilometers, several miles away to locate a certain branded building. Wipe the sweat from off the brows after taking a seat and filling lengthy forms before being able to send money to Ghana. My brother, my sister, that era is ended. That era has collapsed like the Berlin Wall. My brother, my sister, Tap Tap Send has made it possible now for you to be able to send money to Ghana in the comfort of your homes. You could even be on your farm or on your WC or maybe riding a horse or in an airplane. Tap, tap, and you send. My brother, my sister, where are you on the globe? Are you in Australia? Are you in Canada? Are you in the United States of America? Are you in the European Union? Are you in the United Kingdom? Maybe you are in the United Arab Emirates, capital Abu Dhabi. No problem. Or the beautiful city of Dubai. No problem at all. You can send money to Ghana by just tap, tap, send. On Tap Tap Send, it is raining amazing rates. We have some of the most competitive rates in the world. And the speed with which we transfer money is geometrical. In fact, the acceleration is momentous. And if you want a better word, in fact, the rapidity is geometric. My brother, my sister, Tap Tap Send is here to stay. Now let me tell you why I'm a proud Tap Tap Sender. Tap Tap Send is very interested in the Ghanaian society and beyond. Our inner cities are being developed by Tap Tap Send. They are getting engaged and involved in so many developmental activities and advocacies that we are interested in, my brother, my sister. That's why I'm a proud Tap Tap Sender. How do you use Tap Tap Send? How do you send money to Ghana using Tap Tap Send? It's simple. Download the Tap Tap Send app from Google Play or App Store. And once you do that, hey, I got good news for you. Use the promo code Blakk RASTA. The promo code is Blakk RASTA. BLAKKRASTA. BLAKKRASTA. And it's one word, all capital. You get an instant bonus. An instant bonus. My brother, my sister, and you stand the chance of getting your community developed by Tap Tap Send. Oh gosh. You see why I'm a proud Tap Tap Sender? So tell your family and friends, your business partners, your loved ones who are in any of these geographical areas to send money to you and to the business using Tap Tap Send. It is very reliable, my brother, my sister, and every penny can be traced. In fact, Tap Tap Send is here to stay. Are you in Australia? Are you in Canada? Are you in the US of A? Are you in the European Union? Or in the United Kingdom? Maybe in the United Arab Emirates. No problem. Time to send money home to Ghana. This is the Blakk Port, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. And remember, that promo code is very important to me. It ensures that you get that bonus. My brother, my sister, our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Can I tell you more? Yes, do business with us. Your business will be heard all over the world. Oh yes, we are live on YouTube, also live on Facebook. You can also find us on TikTok. You can find us also on Instagram and also on X, now called, in fact, then called Twitter. Follow us on all these wonderful apps, social media platforms. And of course, we are a big growing family. Very soon, we're going to have all of you gather under one roof in the name of patriotism to be able to control the destiny of our country. Are you ready for that? If you are ready for that, let me hear you say, yes, Rasta. This is the Blakk Port, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Today we have 3 stories. Story number 1. Watch this. Reverend Kusi Boateng Goofs again. I went to school with him at Adom-Otchere Secondary School, Kumasi. He was a couple of years ahead of me, and he was such a humble person. He loved to pray. He was part of the SU. In fact, at a point, I think he was even the president of the Scripture Union in a school founded by the Ahmadiyya Mission, Muslims. That is why Adom-Otchere Secondary School is one of the best schools in the world. A school that was founded by Muslims. Yet, you go to that school and you don't see the difference between Muslims, Christians, Hindus, or any other such persons. My brother, my sister, we were all friends. He loved to pray. Sometimes during vacation, he would even stay behind because he came from a very poor home. And therefore, he felt better being on campus, Adom-Otchere Secondary School, and sleeping in some of the classrooms or some of the dormitories. Because if he did go home, he might not be able to get that kind of leisure, that kind of luxury, that kind of freedom. So sometimes he stayed on campus, I was told. My brother, my sister, they were seniors, so we used to look at them from afar and admire them for their love for God. My brother, my sister, he was rewarded spiritually. He became a prophet. He has a large gathering in Kumasi, and they called him a prophet right from the start. Right now, he's Reverend Kusi Boateng. My brother, my sister, I went to Zimbabwe at the invitation of Robert Mugabe. And anyone who knew that I was from Ghana, apart from asking me about Kwame Nkrumah, and also Sally Mugabe, the next person they talked about was not J.J. Rawlings, neither was it President Mahama. It was this gentleman here called Reverend Kusi Boateng. He was a spiritual father to a number of the big prophets in Zimbabwe. They love him. I felt proud that I was Ghanaian, all because of this powerful man here called Reverend Kusi Boateng. But in all those things, little did we know that he would be swayed by politics. He became a political prophet. He was so tied to the NPP that every prophecy he gave, whether it was from God or from Satan, had to favor the NPP. What a shame. In fact, the first time I heard about him, it was said that any prophecy that came out of the mouth of this man never fell to the ground. And even some other men of God held him in high esteem, respected him so much until he became greedy and started running after political money. During the COVID, by the kind courtesy of Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa, Honorable Minister of State, my brother, my sister, there was an expose that said that this man had 2 different identities, 2 different mothers, and 2 different dates of birth. Even Jesus didn't have that. He had 1 date of birth. He had 1 mother. My brother, my sister, he had 2 different dates of birth, 2 different mothers, 2 different identities, all in the way of trying to evade tax and trying to be corrupt. He registered so many different companies using those different names. My brother, my sister, he was one of those who supported the building of a certain cathedral. He had the then president in his hands like this, his palm, and he could squeeze his balls at any time. Nana Akufo-Addo, he became the puppet of this man spiritually and beyond. He was made the chairman. In fact, the secretary of the so-called National Cathedral Board. And this man was more than just the chairman. He had the heart of the president. My brother, my sister, he took contracts from the NPP government, headed by Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to supply some PPEs. You know what that means? Yes, during COVID. Yes, all those personal equipment. My brother, my sister, he provided a lot of them, including hand sanitizers and even more. He had companies like that. He made money. He is filthy rich. This guy here, called Reverend Kusi Boateng. My brother, my sister, he prophesied that the NPP would win power. And he laughed gutturally. You know what that means? That laughter from the stomach. He laughed and said that at the end of the election, the boys will be separated from the men. That's Reverend Kusi Boateng, my own schoolmate at T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary School. My brother, my sister, power, politics can make a good man become a charlatan. And that was what happened to this guy here. My brother, my sister, the elections came. His party lost. His prophecies fell to the ground. And he came back like a little rat, telling his people that, yes, that is what God does. If he doesn't do this, you will not know that he is God. When you were making those prophecies, did you give the attributes to God? Did you say that there was a chance that this would not happen? Only God can decide what would happen. No, you took it upon yourself that as long as you remained a man of God, this shall come to pass. And that the men will be separated from the boys. So boastful, so braggadocious. My brother, my sister, that passed away. He went to court. He won the first case. Second case held him down. My brother, my sister, the case is still in court. And the law courts are waiting to be able to put a certain finality to this case. My brother, my sister. But some other video just came out. Oh my God. Now there was a member, in fact, a stalwart member of the NPP who was attending his church, Justin Kodia. Oh yes. He's a stalwart of the party. My brother, my sister. And yes, I think he was the general secretary. Am I right? Yes, of the party. Oh my God. And he attended this charlatan's church. My brother, my sister. And he prophesied to him that his party would win. His party would win. And this young man went over to him and said, Papa, I know that because of me, you might want the prophecies to favor me and my party. But please, tell me what the mind of God is. Even if he does not favor us, it's okay. A brilliant young man, he realized that his papa was becoming a puppet. He was becoming, in fact, a charlatan prophet who would only prophesy from his stomach, not from his heart. My brother, my sister, this is Justin Kodua. He even anointed him. He poured oil on his head and swore to God that this man's party would remain in power. That as long as this gentleman was, in fact, an executive of the party, there was no way the party would go into opposition. And he poured oil over his head, over and over and over and over. This man became so boastful and so arrogant that right now I'm even getting ashamed saying that I went to school with him. Listen to what he said in the run-up to the election. Watch this.
Let it be said anyway. Once my son is a general secretary, he will never lead this party into opposition. Mark my words.
I don't know how much Justin Kodua contributed to this church, and I don't fault him. I like those who spend their money in the ways of God, honestly. Not many people support the word of God. I believe in God. I love God. A lot of godly movements break down because there are no helpers. So when I see people like Justin Kodua helping out, I am happy. But sometimes, because of the way they help out, the men of God get swayed away and they throw away the word of God, and then they replace God and prophesy from their stomachs. He said they will never go into opposition as long as this man remained an executive of the party. My brother, my sister, he spoke with so much confidence. He spoke with so much energy. When top men of God and prophets of the nation prophesied that the party was going to lose, he came out and called them boys. At the end of the day, when the elections are here, listen, the MPP shall come out victorious, and that is when the men shall be separated from the boys. Such arrogance. My brother, my sister, he even prophesied that, hey, you know what? The NDC will try some gimmicks. They will try to bring up a certain fight, confusion. On the first day, people would come out and demonstrate. Second day, they wouldn't be much, and everybody would forget, and the NPP would continue to be in power. It never came to pass. The NPP lost. In fact, the biggest loss in the history of Ghanaian politics. And Justin Kodua, my brother, my sister, is now in oblivion. Can some of these prophecies make people lose faith in Jesus Christ? Especially when they believe in men, pot-bellied, bald-headed men, than in God. My brother, my sister, prophecy is good, but know the author of the prophecy is God. If it doesn't happen, you are a man. God hears your voice too. Go to God and speak to God and say, hey, God, you gave me this prophecy. It didn't come out the way I heard it. I believe that it's only delayed. It will happen again. Let not men take credit for what God does. My brother, my sister, Reverend Kusi Boateng, right now he has his head almost in a noose. And I can't wait to see all these charlatans suffer for the dirty hole that they were, in fact, forcing Ghanaians to contribute into in the name of a certain national cathedral. 97 million American dollars going down the drain with some of these charlatans building their pot belly and shining their bald heads. What are you waiting for? Dash it away. When we return, my brother, my sister, we got more. Send your comments in, share the broadcast, and hit the like button. Hey! Wayo! Blackpot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. Why Paul Adom-Otchere is locked up. This is deep. In fact, it's going to be part 1, part 2. This is part 1. Part 2 is following right after this. Who is Paul Adom-Otchere? I love him. The more I look at his face, the more I feel like he's my brother. He's a brilliant chap. He went to law school. There was a controversy that he didn't finish. He doesn't like it when I say things like that. In fact, Nia de Klerk had a little argument with him. And in fact, it came out that he didn't finish. Whether he went back to finish or not, anytime I talk about this, Paul will come back and say, Blakk RASTA behave as if he marked my papers at the law school. For me, for him to go to law school, even, it's a big plus. Oh yes, I love him. And when you watch him present his show, oh my God, research is well done most of the time. He's eloquent. He knows how to communicate. This is an astute communicator. My brother, my sister. And he has good looks as well. When he talks, he's able to convince a lot of people. But some of these people sometimes become greedy. They don't look at the nation, they look at their stomach and their pockets. That's the problem I have with most of them. Fine gentlemen, fine ladies, but they are thieves, a lot. I'm not saying my good friend Paul Adom-Otchere is a thief. I'm saying a lot of people with fine qualities, they end up becoming thieves. And when I see a thief, I have no sympathy for them. I will cast the first stone. Because your thievery is affecting a lot of people. People die because of your thievery, and so on and so forth. Even the white man who came here to teach us how to steal and be dishonest, today, honesty has become his main DNA. This is Paul Adom-Otchere. He was invited by the office of the special prosecutor. He was supposed to report yesterday, my brother, my sister, the 31st of July. And he wrote back to the OSP and said, I can't make it because I have to be in Kumasi. In fact, I have some other legal issues there I'm handling with my lawyers. Therefore, if you may permit me, I will come on Monday to your office. OSP said, no, you can't. If one of your lawyers is unable to make it, this is a chamber, right? We call that chambers, right? You can pick another person to come with you. That's if you want to be represented by a lawyer or if you want to be accompanied by a lawyer. And I thought that was fair enough. So Paul Adom-Otchere had a Good Morning Ghana show in place of his usual Good Evening Ghana show, where he said that the OSP had invited him, and this was what happened. Because of that, they will put away the Kumasi thing and then go to the OSP's office. But he also sounded the alarm that there was a witch hunt, because what the OSP was calling him to come and answer to did not involve him at all as the board chairman. It was a procurement issue. You know what procurement is? Oh, we need this. Oh, we need that. So bring us that and we'll pay you. That's procurement. So a company can decide to ask for some items to be brought it. But there are procurement laws in the country. Open it up. Let people bid so that you will pick up the least expensive in the interest of the nation. There are times that sole sourcing could also be applied, and these are also spelled out in our laws, especially when we have wars and emergencies. That way, you go straight to one person and say, hey, quickly, supply it in an emergency. You don't have time to ask people to come and bid. In this case, there was no emergency. One person was picked up, my brother, my sister, to do a certain kind of procurement. And that was revenue assurance and much more. What is revenue assurance? My brother, when a company says it's making losses or it's not making enough money, you might call somebody of this finance background to say, okay, we are going to look at your books and see where you are falling short. Where you are making money, maybe we could increase that money there. Maybe you are making $1 million here. We can make you make 5 million if you are able to do A, B, C, D. That is what is called assurance. My brother, my sister, and even more. Now, when we think about that, it's interesting, isn't it? So Paul Adom-Otchere was actually the board chair when this person was brought in. Now, he said it on his Good Evening Ghana show, which was held in the morning of yesterday, that, hey, there's a witch hunt for me, and it's because I've been so critical of Kusi Boateng, in fact, the special prosecutor. And he realized that Manasseh also had a hand in the investigation. And Manasseh had called him over and over for them to discuss. And he told Manasseh, don't record me. Of course, you reserve that right to ask somebody not to record you. But whatever it was, Manasseh was able to get some evidence from what they said. And Manasseh, in fact, approached Paul and told him, this thing that you said is a lie. In fact, in an earlier conversation, you negated this. And you know that is a lie. And I have evidence. I won't go too much into it, so that I don't confuse you. Let us find out why Paul was locked up. Then later, we will find out what he did, or what allegedly he is accused of. For now, he said in his Good Evening show done in the morning yesterday that the special prosecutor was looking up to arresting him and detaining him, so that over the weekend he will stay in there and suffer witch hunting. Then he made another thing clear. He said he will still go there. But he didn't think that the OSP had any case. My brother, my sister, let's find out why he wasn't given bail. Let's find out why Paul has been locked up. My brother, my sister, we have the answers here. Watch this. Not this story. This is part 2. Bring me the other story where the OSP talks about why Paul has been locked up. And pay attention. Follow the story. Yeah? Special prosecutor justifies bail conditions set for Paul Adom-Otchere. So you see that? The special prosecutor is justifying bail conditions set for Paul Adom-Otchere. What are the bail conditions? Run it. Now, the special prosecutor, Kusi Boateng, has responded to criticisms directed to his office following the detention of the former board chairman of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Paul Adom-Otchere. Now, despite being granted bail by the office of the special prosecutor and instructed to provide 2 landed properties of a specific value registered in his name, Adom-Otchere is reported to have failed to meet the conditions, informing the OSP that he does not own any landed property in Ghana. This has drawn widespread criticism against the OSP, with some suggesting that the bail conditions are being used as a form of punishment. However, reacting to the claims on Friday, that is today, August 1, 2025, at his office complex, Kusi Boateng justified the bail conditions, stating that they are intended to prevent the suspect from fleeing, as any attempt to do so will empower the state to confiscate the pledged property. Hallelujah. When you come to the OSP as a suspect and you say you do not have any landed property, you can't bail yourself. You don't have any landed property and we won't put the value on it. Bring what you have. And it is also to encourage you not to run. Because if you run away, the property will be confiscated by the state. So it is to encourage you to show up. If you do not do that and you say you don't have anything, you have placed yourself on the state. Anything the state finds standing in your name will be confiscated. He clarified. Boateng further dismissed claims that his office is using bail conditions as a ploy to punish individuals. He clarified that the OSP does not oppose bail. Indeed, when we charge people and go to court, we don't oppose bail. Special Prosecutor, have we ever opposed bail? Last week, Wednesday, I did an arraignment in the respect of the NPA matter. When it got to bail, I just got up and told the ladyship that we are not opposed to bail. So we are leaving it in the chart. He indicated. We don't oppose bail. We do not use bail to punish individuals in this office. What we do is just to secure by law your attendance in respect of the investigations. And if we are minded to take you to court, then we have the requisite evidence, he added. Providing further details about the office's procedures when an individual is summoned for investigation, Boateng explained that once the person honors the invitation, the directive, and appears, they are required to post bail. He added that the summons explicitly advises the individual to come with legal representation, noting that lawyers, through their legal expertise, are well aware of these procedures. Dash it. My brother, can you blame Kusi Boateng? We have a whole Minister of Finance who is on an AWOL after destroying this nation's economy. Such a charlatan who paraded himself as a holier-than-thou, tongue-speaking disciple of Jesus Christ. Today we are told that he is sick. And he's trying not to be extradited. He wants to stay there. I mean, if you are that bold, come on. Our nation will never accept witch hunting in all its forms. Political witch hunt, religious witch hunt, whatever form of witch hunt, we will not sit down and accept that. We shall hit the road with mad movement against disorder and much more. My brother, my sister, under our very eyes, our very watch, we saw a certain lady, this Sedinam or Sairam from Maslock. She took our money, squeezed it like pekple, and swallowed it like udala seed, and ran all the way outside the nation under our very watchful eyes. How many suspects have absconded? Paul Adom-Otchere, in his own words, was returning from abroad when people started calling him, saying that he was going to be picked up at the airport. And they asked him to evade arrest. And he did. If you are able to listen to friends and evade an arrest that was not that eminent, then you can still run away if you are given bail. Other people have done it. Some of the people whose virtues you extolled, they have run away, not ready to return. Yes, So the special prosecutor is doing his work. Do you have landed property? No, I don't have landed property. What I have is this. What I have is this. Can you please? Or better still, my employers are ready to bring the landed property to stand in for me. In case I run, you pick up those landed property, right? My brother, my sister. And the value is supposed to be higher than what is supposedly in the discussion. I hope you understand. My brother, my sister, corruption is here. So that is why Paul Adom-Otchere is in there. When we return, we will take your messages. After your messages, we will find out exactly why Paul Adom-Otchere is in trouble. What did he do? It's a dirty thing. Very dirty. We will return. Hey! Way! Wayo!
Blackpot.
It's a black pot, aka Kokushodamo, where we speak truth to power. Shall we pick your minds? Okay? All right. Sedu Isaka says greetings from Tokyo. Juma Mubarak. Jeff Abraham says greetings from the Philippines. Capital Manila. Muwa Fire, the Blakk. Al Costa Curta says, hello, brethren, I salute. Sean Street Storm. Why, Blakk is another weekend, and we are going to miss the show. I wish you had a weekend edition. More fire and more energy. Here we are rolling out our programs gradually and diligently. Mark Romeo Fori says, my regards, Professor Blakk. Sadia Zizian says, hello, Black Rasta. Hi, Sadia. How are you doing, Sadia? Mubarak NBK says, to God be the glory. Okay? To God be the glory. And Sadia Zizian says, yes, Rasta. She agrees with me. Again, Joshua Nyagari says, good evening, Black Rasta, much love. Haji Dua says, watching live from Pishon. Big up to you and the Black Pot Kuku. Show them all. We speak truth to power, and you are an iconic person in Africa. Okay? Stephen Elikem Lawson says, the African prophet is here. Lord upon Buckman says, I love you much. Paul Jude Doughty says, more fire. Lord upon Buckman returns and says, fire that useless so-called man of God, charlatan prophet. Okay? More comments coming in. All right? Send them to us via Facebook comments and also YouTube comments. Stephen Jackson says, thank God it's Friday and we're live for the last class of the week. Eric Jancy says, Black Rasta. One boy says, run the story, my lord. Why, fire. Aisha Muntari says, good evening, Black. Thank God it's Friday. Eric Jancy returns and says, Abu Dhabi is here. Black. All right? Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Sadi Azizian is back here. Said, prophesied from the stomach. That's correct. Gariba Hussein Hilila says, more fire. And Raf Mefitu says, greetings, Honorable Black Rasta. Burn the hypocrite, bald-headed, wicked men with the truth. Fake prophet, fake prophecy. All right. Tom Poe says, I didn't hear the audio you played very well, my brother. I'm just in. Sorry for my ignorance. What's happening in that audio, bro? Okay, so that audio had Reverend Kusi Boateng saying that his son, as long as he remained the son of the church and a member of the NPP will never go into opposition in the run-up to the elections. He had repeated this in other ways over and over. It all fell to the ground. And he said it with so much authority and arrogance. No credit to God, just their big stomachs. Emmanuel Davis says, good one. Sadi Azizian says, I love what I am hearing. Isaac Daute says, move of fire. Gariba Hussein, Hilia. Oh, the word is Hilia. I'm familiar with that name. Hilia. Gariba Hussein Hilia says, first time watching you live. I'm happy to see you, Dauda. Gariba, I beg your pardon, Hussein Hilia. Happy to meet you. Happy to see you. Please be a regular member of the show. Yeah? All right. So we're going to close now. Send more comments in. We're going to be taking them soon. Okay? Story number 3. Watch this. More chop under Paul Adom-Otchere. So we are back to Paul Adom-Otchere. Handsome gentleman, full of life. I've always admired him. In fact, and always watched him. You've seen him before. You know him, right? This is Paul Adom-Otchere. Bespectacled, eloquent, sexy to a lot of women. Me, I don't know if a man is sexy or not, because I don't do men. I've never thought about it. It's never been in my lexicon, not in my wildest dreams. I see sexiness in women, not men. But a lot of women that I have encountered have told me that he's sexy. So I take them by their word. My brother, my sister, this is Paul Adom-Otchere. He's been invited by the office of the special prosecutor. And he's been locked up because he couldn't meet bail conditions. Bail terms. His lawyer is on the rant, going around making noise that the OSP refused his client bail. Distorting facts. He couldn't meet the bail term, as we explained to you. My brother, my sister, I am sad that my very good friend Paul is in the clutches of the law. But, my brother, my sister, everybody must be accountable. Even me. Even Nana Akufo-Addo. We must be accountable to the state if we have been given some responsible positions. It's just normal. What did Paul Adom-Otchere do? Do you know Manasseh Awini Azure? Do you know him? He's a very powerful young man. Very, very powerful. This gentleman. And it looks like he's beginning to develop a certain link with the OSP. And I think that is a very beautiful romance. This gentleman here, I can vouch for him. And Blakk RASTA, I don't normally do this. When it comes to honesty, he is there. Even if it is his mother, he will say, please, mommy, what you did would not only affect you or the family, it's the whole nation. Therefore, you have to be accountable. After all, every man must carry his own cross. That is what is supposed to be called true spirituality, not speaking in tongues and going to mosques every Friday. No. True spirituality, my brother, my sister, is when you transform knowledge into wisdom. Hallelujah. Jesus have mercy. Religion is knowledge. Spirituality is wisdom. Hallelujah. How many people would understand this? Hi. This is Manasseh. He investigated a certain deal. Remember the SML? They were supposed, my brother, my sister, to seal up every loophole in the siphoning of our money corruption, money going away, money going away. No, SML, you are a great group. Come and deal with this. They got a contract from the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government. Listen attentively. And when they got it, they went haywire. Ken Ofori-Atta even expanded their territory to be able to involve the petroleum sector. They made money to the tune of about $100 million American dollars each year. Every year, 100 million American dollars, SML. My brother, my sister, it was owned by one person. When the expose came out and everywhere went bad because this government in power at the time was gaining from the dubiousness, the dirty works of the SML. My brother, my sister, everywhere went quiet. They rather promoted them and gave them more room to expand. Manasseh investigated it. He went deep into the story and exposed them deeply. They were thieves. Quickly, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as if he didn't know, canceled the contract. And when there was an independent investigation into the activities of the SML, and the investigation reports given to the government in power, they sat on it and were not ready to release it. Pressure made them reveal it, and we saw the dirtiness in their thing. Now that their name was spoiled, you know what they did next? They formed another company doing the same dirty job of the SML. And this time around, they passed through Paul Adom-Otchere at the Ghana airports, right? Company Limited. They passed through him and his board members. And they had these dirty guys sign to work at the airport doing the same thing that SML has been doing to Ghanaians and robbing Ghanaians. How many people understand this? The SML thing is a mafia business. They used to belong to the audit service. They are bosses. And when they moved out and founded the SML, whatever it was, they had a way to link the two. Pick up one member here. Hey, you have worked with you here. Come here and be here. And they continued with the looting. We have talked about this before. I don't want to bore you with too much detail. But that's what happened in the case of Paul Adom-Otchere. But let's listen to Manasseh himself. Run the story. Watch the story. Full story as published by Ghana Web. It is also on My Joy Online and many other news portals around the world. Full story. SML disguised at Kotoka International Airport. You know what it means to say disguise? It's the same thing, but chameleon. Now their name is spoilt. It's like when a monkey's name is spoilt and it changes into a chimpanzee. Chimpanzee's name is spoilt. Now it becomes a gorilla. You understand that? The same value, the same thievery. And that's Paul Adom-Otchere, my very good friend, board chairman at the time, and the woman in the middle, my brother and my sister, is Yvonne Efriyo-Parry. In fact, she was the boss of the GACL. And this guy on the left is the owner of SML. The same owner, my brother, my sister, of the dubious company whose name you are going to hear very soon. Dirty guys. Dirty guys. Run the story. Now, 3 days before the December 2024 election, the Ghana Airports Company Limited awarded a revenue assurance and auditing contract to Evertex. So they changed the name from SML to Evertex Logistics Limited, a mining and stevedoring company with no prior experience in performing this service. Somebody has never been a shoemaker. He's a carpenter. Then all of a sudden you bring him to come and make shoes. Are you serious? Now, this shady revenue assurance and auditing contract appeared to be backdated, as you will see shortly, for evidence points to the possibility that the contract was signed after the NPP lost the election in 2024. Can you hear that? Now, the immediate past board chairman of the GACL, Adom-Otchere, did not deny the allegation by management of the GACL that he brought the shady company. So he was the one who brought the shady company, Adom-Otchere. And according to Manasseh, there's evidence to that. He has also confirmed that the procurement process for this shady contract started at the board level. Listen, that shady contract started at the board level. Now, the managing director of the airports company, the managing director, the MD, Yvonne Nana Efriye Opare, said the GACL awarded the contract to Ivatex because the airports company lacked internal capacity. But look at what is interesting, including personnel and time to deliver the service. Listen, the whole airport company did not have enough personnel and time to deal with what they brought Ivatex to come and do. The assurance and auditing. Listen, watch. However, while the airport company has 1,580 employees on its payroll, information we obtained from the Social Security and National Insurance Trust indicates that Ivatex has only one worker. So a company of just one worker is enough to do all the work that 1,580 people could not find time to do. Airport company has 1,580 people. They are not able to do the auditing and finance assurance. But one worker from Ivatex is enough to do everything. That's what it's saying. Let's continue. You will see other gory things here, my brother, my sister. Now, the GACL's audit, risk management and compliance department alone has 9 staff. Those who are supposed to be doing the work, 9 of them, they couldn't do it. Only one person is supposed to do that. 8 permanent workers and a national service person. Now, the information was also contained in the documents the company submitted to the GACL for the contract. So the Ghana Airports Company awarded the contract to Ivatex, knowing that it had only one employee. The SNIT clearance certificate shows that Ivatex has only one worker. Our investigation revealed that Ivatex Logistics Limited is linked to SML, the company that was paid 141 million American dollars by the government for shady auditing and revenue assurance contracts with the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, and the Ministry of Finance. Did you see that? They are doing the same work. How did Manasseh get to know that the two companies are related? And that's where we close. Watch this. Now, at the time of our first expose on SML, the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, had caused the SML deal to be expanded to the upstream petroleum sector and gold mining sector, entitling the company to more than 100 million American dollars a year for 5 solid years, subject to another 5-year renewal. You see why poor people will remain poor forever? Because they don't have friends who will give them shady contracts. Look at this. While the shady SML contract came under intense scrutiny and multiple investigations, the company managed to gain entry into the Ghana Airport Company through its subsidiary. Did you hear that? SML, as I told you earlier, got under scrutiny. Its name was spoiled. But through Adom-Otchere, they were able to come to the board where it was initiated to work at the airport, doing the same thing they did with SML, where they were paid 141 million American dollars free chobo and given another contract that will ensure 100 million American dollars a year for 5 years, which would also be renewed for another 5-year term. Hallelujah. Now, details of how Evertex, which did not officially bid for the contract and did not appear before the GACL board for a presentation, was selected under circumstances that the executive director for the Accra Center for Energy Policy, Ben Boakye, describes as bizarre. And bizarre means strange. Our investigations revealed that the email address on the website of Evertex, that's evertel@ghana.com, is the same as the email address on the website of Evans Timbers Limited, the parent company of SML. This is journalism, investigative journalism. A search at the office of the Registrar of Companies also revealed that SML and Evertex, the mining company that won the airport contract, have the same beneficial owner, Evans Edusei. In fact, Evans Edusei is both the CEO of SML and Evertex. He signed the contract with the same Ghana Airports company. And these are, you see their names. You see their names. They signed Ghana Airports company. And when you look at that, you see their names, all of them. Evans Edusei is on top. Oh, God. So from SML, now they have been able to transmogrify their activities into Evertex. Now, a former head of legal at the GRA, Philip Jude Mensah, now an SML employee. Remember I was telling you about this? Philip Jude Mensah was working with GRA. Now is with SML. And they are getting contracts, my brother, my sister, to work with GRA. Witness the Evertex contract with the Ghana Airports Company. He is on the Evertex list together with a former commissioner of customs and now general manager of SML, Isaac Crenshaw. In essence, SML, which now appears like a post-retirement destination for top GRA employees, sneaked to the airport disguised as Evertex. How could Manasseh have said this better? They work with GRA. Now they move from GRA to work with SML, a private company shielded by a dirty Nana Akufo-Addo government and giving chop to go and chop. And then they also have a way of working with the GRA and taking money from the GRA. And now, after the GRA, they have expanded to the petroleum and gold sectors for more trouble. It's sad. And look at the second paragraph here. He says, if they were genuinely convinced that what they are doing is generating returns, Mr. Boakye added, I don't see why you would rather metamorphose into another company to go bid for another government project. It's simple. If SML was that good, why didn't they go to the airports company to say that, oh, SML, we are coming for this? No, they changed the name and went to bid for the same thing that SML, the same thievery SML was doing. They are crooks and thieves. However, the link to SML appears to be the list of the procurement and other legal infractions in the GACL contract with Evertex. The managing director and board member of the Ghana Airports Company, Mrs. Yvonne Nana Efriye Opare, said she did not know that the SML and Evertex had any links at the time of the contract. This runs contrary to the account of the then board chairman of the GACL, Paul Adom-Otchere. Adom-Otchere said, yeah, we know them, the SML people. Yeah, we met them, yeah. And then this woman says, no, I didn't know. So who is speaking the truth? Adom-Otchere, in his morning something, he also came out and said he didn't know them. But Manasseh said he knew them and he has evidence. Now, according to Paul Adom-Otchere, who did not agree to a recorded interview, he remembered Evertex only by its link to SML, referring to Evertex as the SML people in a phone call. My brother, when you read the story, it's deep. That's what I summarized at the beginning. So this is just evidence. Bring Manasseh here. I think that Manasseh deserves a statue at Bongo. He calls himself the Bongo boy. In fact, he has made the name Bongo bigger than that little town in the Upper East region. In Bongo, there is some miracle water there that enhances libido in men and women. So teenage pregnancy is rife in that area, as we have said on this show over and over. In fact, there's DCE came out and said that the water had power to make men sexy and women sexy. So they were just humping on each other and just impregnating each other. And recently, when the research came out, Tongo is one of the topmost areas in the whole region. In fact, Bongo, I beg your pardon, in production.